The hunt for Francisco Javier Rodrguez Hernández's capture began in July of 2021. The Cuauhtémoc Blanco government offered 500,000 pesos, or about $25,000, in exchange for information leading to the whereabouts of the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel in Morelos, who is suspected of engaging in drug trafficking, extortion, kidnapping, and intentional homicide. So in today's video, we're going to talk about El Senoron, his illegal business, and his capture by the Mexican government. Stay tuned to the end of the video to not miss out on any important details. Francisco Javier Rodrguez Hernández worked with the Daniel Martinez Terrazas political faction, which is presently in control of the party in the state and the PAN youth networks from 2012 to 2015, prior to his excursion into organized crime. In a snapshot that has been making the rounds on social media, the young guy is seen to be politically active, supporting Josefina Vázquez Mota in the 2012 presidential elections and the Marcos Manuel Suarez, a PAN businessman. In the 2015 municipal elections, according to Jose Antonio Ortiz Guarneros, the state security commissioner, the Lord Abel Maya, who was associated with the Beltran-Leyva cartel, the Homero Figueroa, the commander of the Tlahuica Command, became some of the key targets of incarceration in the state from a distance. According to the police, El Senoron and Abel Maya's conflict over control of Morelos area is the main cause of the crimes that have been reported in the state's central region. According to authorities, emblematic killings like the attack on a group of mourners in Cuernavaca in September 2020 and the murder of 3 young people at a bar in the same city in May 2021 are examples of the brutality used by these criminal organizations. According to his former co-workers, Francisco Javier might have been seen in the PAN youth group photo, whose validity hasn't been contested by the state committee, holding political convictions while supporting his family by working as a server. Later, when he was a cadenero, he opened up his own bar, La Pequera, on Cuauhtémoc Avenue in the Potrero Verde area. However, one night, an armed gang opened fire on the patrons and the staff members, killing one guard and injuring another. The bar never reopened. Daniel Martinez Terrazas of the clan has ruled the PAN since 2015, and Laura Hernandez Cruz, the current Secretary of Social Development at the Cuernavaca City Council, may both be seen among the gathering of PAN-affiliated youths. Before the Josefina Vázquez campaign, Francisco El Senoron was merged. He gets along with the neighborhood's youth, including the well-known Boca Seca, which practically starts working for the PAN with Daniel Martinez and Laura Hernandez. Rodriguez Hernández identified it as a PAN active member, which, according to party regulations, is a citizen who strongly identifies with the principle and the ideology of national action in addition to sharing its ideals and practices. This leads them to decide to participate more effectively rather than support the accomplishment of partisan goals. Francisco was pretty active. According to his former colleagues, he was one among the young people who distributed leaflets, waved PAN flags, and took part in the batacudas that the 2012 campaign brought. When PAN member Marco Antonio Adam Castillo ran for and won the governorship, according to the PAN, El Senoron never joined the organization. Nevertheless, his name would be well known to Cuernavacans because through his organization, he distributed pantries to help needy families dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak. When questioned about the image in January of last year, the PAN State Committee responded, "In the next few days, they'll respond to this and other issues." But to this day, no official comment has been issued on this respect. El Senoron portrait was displayed with the search stamp on the panels of Mexico-Cuernavaca Highway 4 days after one of the ads, which was adjacent to the tower's facilities, and that was set on fire by a group of armed men. The main office of the State Security Commission is in Morelos. Now, the cops said that this created a problem. It presented a challenge to the state's civilian forces because on the same day that his men had destroyed the notice, they had been seen distributing food and school supplies in Jiutepec, one of the state's strongholds, along with logos on a black background and an illustration of a man tying a tie. The men who performed the same conduct in Cuernavaca in 2020 as a sign of goodwill in the midst of a pandemic, as reported on social media, had their faces veiled and their trucks loaded with gifts. One of the most recent activities done by the local forces with the help of the army against cells of the SIR is believed to be the operation of September 2021. Which featured 3 searches of safe homes in the municipality of Miacatlan, south of the state. The Lord, the cartel head of Los Colombianos, was allegedly behind these searches. The presumed boss of the ruthless Jalisco New Generation Cartel has been apprehended by Mexican police. Francisco Javier Rodrguez Hernández, often known as El Senoron, XL, or Frank, was captured by naval operatives during an operation in Mazatlan. a popular tourist destination in the northwest state of Sinaloa. The Jalisco Cartel is one of the 5 most dangerous transnational criminal organizations in the world, according to the Department of Justice. It is one of Mexico's most violent and powerful cartel organizations. It supposedly had more than 5,000 members and was responsible for beheadings on camera, acid baths, mass graves, and kidnappings. Following the death of Nacho, a former Sinaloa cartel capo, by Mexican security agents in July 2010, the Jalisco Cartel had taken control. According to the Morelos Attorney General's office, Rodriguez Hernández, who is supposedly in charge of the CJNG in the central state of Morelos, is wanted for aggravated homicide, including the killing of 3 physicians in April 2020. It added in a statement referring to the state neighborhood in the capital of Mexico City. In addition to the above, Francisco Javier Rodrguez Hernández is wanted for the crime of criminal association and is one of the main generators of violence in the state of Morelos. The Navy claims that El Senoron is also suspected of running many labs that produce synthetic pharmaceuticals. Authorities announced a $25,000 reward in July 2021 for information that would result in his capture. El Mencho is one of the most wanted drug lords in the world, and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration offered $10 million in information leading to his capture. DEA agent Matthew Donahue said, "He's the #1 priority for DEA and frankly for federal law enforcement in the United States." The announcement of the ransom sparked a wave of killings throughout Mazatlan that left 8 people dead, including a 6-year-old boy and a police officer. Rodriguez caught the attention of authorities in 2019 following the arrest of Santiago Mazari, the leader of a criminal gang known as Los Rojos, that operated in the states of Guerrero and Morelos. According to digital news outlet Infobay, El Senoron, who had known presence in Morelos for carrying out extortions and running drug dealing spots, wound up being taken in by the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. His cartel has carved a presence in 32 states throughout Mexico and the nation's capital, Mexico City, and also spread across the border to 11 states in the United States, including Hawaii and the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico. The Drug Enforcement Administration labeled the cartel as one of the 9 drug cartels that pose a major threat to the United States by flooding its streets with fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana. According to the agency's 2020 National Drug Threat Assessment Report, more than 340,000 people have died as a result of cartel-related violence in Mexico since the government started a contentious anti-drug operation with federal forces in 2006. According to official figures. Just recently, according to the police, 2 female soldiers who were not on duty were kidnapped for several hours by suspected drug cartel gunmen. The Mexican government disbanded a specialized squad that had been trained by American authorities to combat drug cartels because it had been tainted by criminals. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said, and he also alleged in March that the popular television programs glorified this bloody drug trade. He blasted TV shows available on services like Netflix, claiming that they painted a romantic picture of the lives of drug dealers. According to him, the show features gangs of drug traffickers with actors, men, beautiful women, property, the latest cars, jewelry, designer clothes, and power. In January, fighting broke out for control of Colima, a strategically significant state for organized crime that clings to Mexico's western coast, and saw an outbreak of bloodshed. More than 2,000 troops in the National Guard personnel were dispatched to the state in reaction to the violence. Beginning in 2022, a number of narcomantas began to appear in Colima, claiming that El Mencho had died from a cardiac arrest. He wasn't seen in public for a while, and it's believed he's ill, likely suffering from renal illness. Authorities discovered a hospital in Jalisco in July 2020 that was allegedly constructed by the CJNG to serve as a secure medical facility. The influence of the Jalisco Cartel, or CJNG, is threatened by the formation of new criminal organization. The CJNG's all-out assault for dominance in southern and eastern Michoacan has been stopped. Military-grade weapons such as narco tanks, IEDs, and rocket launchers have become prevalent. The CJNG's attempts to take authority have failed in other places than Michoacan. The gang and the Santa Rosa de Lima have been engaged in conflicts in Guanajuato since 2017. A shooting between the Jalisco cartel and a group that the Mexican authorities named Pájaro Sierra. The CJNG's message is still clear, despite the emergence of this new, deadly faction and its involvement in cartel infighting. The Jalisco cartel still demands total devotion and responded quickly to Palillo's alleged murder. Those who attempt to undermine the system will suffer dire repercussions. And that brings us to the end of the video. Do you have any questions that weren't answered in today's video? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our incredible videos. Keep an eye out for the next one.